Hey everybody, welcome back. Mike Lowe here with SimSportsGaming.com, and we are starting episode 2 of this NFL Head Coach '09 franchise team think. I guess is probably the best way to explain it. And last time we did a really long intro. We don't need to do that this time, but we're picking up where we left off, which is really we're about 2 weeks away from the start of free agency here in this replay of the 2008 offseason using the Oakland Raiders, and we're really in the midst of going through senior scouting, which is a really cool feature this game has. You're going to see a lot of things in this game that just aren't in Madden, have never been in Madden, and unfortunately may never be in Madden. So we're going to dive into this. It's a little bit late. I'm going to be streaming actually episode 3 tomorrow. So we might not do a ton tonight. I know it's pretty late, but I did want to jump in and kind of just open up discussion that anybody might have about the 2020 NFL Draft, which concluded with rounds 3 tonight, or rounds 2 and 3. And just figured it'd be a good place to chat. If not, we'll definitely be revisiting this tomorrow morning. Again, I'm not sure on an exact time on that, but so that's what's going on here. Give me one quick second because I do want to I have to send this out here really quick, and then we'll get moving. So, by the way, tell me your thoughts on your team's draft so far. I have some thoughts on the Lions, who of course are the team that I follow. But just curious how you think so far. 3 picks. Lions had 4 picks so far, 2 in the 3rd round, 1 in each additional round previous to that. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So to recap, I think the Lions, and I'll come back to this more because I think some people were asking on the previous MLB The Show recap chat. But I'm pretty happy with the Lions draft. I think overall, they obviously, Okuda was kind of you couldn't really miss with him. 2nd round, they had the 3rd pick, and they go with DeAndre Swift. That surprised me a little bit, but I think that was just a simple case of them staying true to the best player available, which I think is a very, very smart draft philosophy. Even though I think running back was a team need for the Lions, even though I like Kerryon Johnson, he's been hurt a lot, and they got some production out of Bo Scarborough, but again, are those 2 guys you can completely rely on? I don't know if you can. So I think adding another running back's nice, but I don't think they would have taken a running back had it not been somebody of the caliber of DeAndre Swift as they saw him. So again, very, very similar philosophies what you might see here as we go through this Raiders franchise. But overall, we're seeing some just NFL teams just being, even with all that's going on with COVID-19, is being very smart and just being patient, right, and not overreacting. And I think that's a lot of it, not getting caught up in the game. We saw some teams, really a lot of teams doing that in this particular draft. So the Lions went on and picked up Julian Okwara, who's the brother of Romeo Okwara, who is already on the Detroit Lions. So that's kind of cool. Linebacker / defensive end. They got him out of Notre Dame with their 1st pick in the 3rd, and then they picked up a guard. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Guard from Ohio State, Eric Johnson or something like that. So they picked up a guard, and just again, 2 defensive players, 2 offensive players. Nice balance there, and filling some holes with the team for sure. So, but anyway, thanks for tuning in here. I'm glad. Hopefully, the audio is coming through okay. And let's continue. So we're at senior scouting. And so we've already gone through quite a few positions. So as soon as I pause this here, it's going to get going. And I had to turn off the beautiful music in this game because I got flagged for, what do you want to call it, copyright infringement or something like that. 2 of the songs freaked out, and I think it was blocking me from even streaming earlier. So turned off the beautiful music. But if you do get a copy, it's funny, I've had a ton of people message me on either the Discord for SSG or on
The Scouts
YouTube.
are about to take off for today's senior all-star practice, Coach. Who would you like for them to watch?
or on Twitter, and I've had a lot of people saying like, "Oh my gosh, like this game, I've ordered this game, or I'm looking for this game. It's hard to find," and super cool. So I'm excited. People are getting into this game. It's a really good time of year to do it, and unfortunately, with all that's going on in the world, not terrible timing either to find something new to fill the time. So as we talked about in the live stream, based on your scout or your GM's ability, it determines how many players you can scout. Now these are seniors, right? This is the senior all-star game, so you're not seeing every player here. We talked about our team needs a little bit already. And I would say lineman, it definitely is a team need. If we just kind of go to the team roadmap, I don't know if this is going to show rookies yet. I don't think it does yet, but if we just kind of go through, it'll show kind of where your players are versus the free agents. You can see our left tackle, nowhere to be found. Right, he's 16th. It's pretty bad. And this is his 16th, we're saying, based off of who's available for free, right? I mean, free agents. So we could definitely use a left tackle. Okay, so Mark Wilson's third. I mean, I'm okay with that. So we're okay at right tackle. Left guard, again, pretty bad. Right guard, even worse. And center, again, pretty bad, right? So this team is, I mean, we need offensive linemen. So is offensive lineman in play even at pick number 4? You betcha. It just depends who we're looking at. So this game does not change positions, unfortunately. Like, so the AI is never going to draft Goster Cherilus and move him to left tackle. They might play them there. They will like mix up the sides they play on, but they'll never put a tackle at guard. Or well, I guess I'm sorry. They sometimes will. It's mostly for depth. But they never actually change the player's position. So it's kind of one of those house rules of like, well, you know, we can pick Goster Cherilus and we can still put him at left tackle, but we'll be leaving him kind of the right tackle designation. Or sometimes you can go through and actually edit the AI team. So if they don't have if they have a 3-4 linebacker, but he has like absolutely no coverage skills, like you could put him at a defensive end to kind of help them out and help him progress. So anyway, point being, we need pretty much everything except for a right tackle. So again, I think looking at some of these higher end guys is probably a good idea, especially because we only have 2. So as you remember from last time, we only get to see their just kind of the basic scouting details right now. He's compared to Fred Miller. I don't even know who Fred Miller is, so that might not be a great sign. He's got good run block strength, experience, durability. His footwork, speed, pass. I mean, his traits are just kind of ho-hum, but he is rated pretty darn high, so he's certainly a consideration. Now, if we look at his scouting detail here, learning, that's nice. I like seeing high learning. Pass block footwork, he's got good size, and size is something that we're looking for, as you saw in our team philosophies. We want big linemen. So even though we can't see their size yet, unfortunately, it's somehow just a complete mystery at this point in the game. It is nice seeing. So I really like seeing learning. I like seeing size. On the other side, I think his scariest negative is probably durability, but it's only a 1 check. So I would probably put Chris Williams into our mix for sure. We have a pretty big drop off after this. So really, it's probably got to be one of these guys. If we look at Sam Baker now, technique, that's nice. Pass block, that's very nice, obviously, for a left tackle. Football IQ, okay, those are good. He's not super strong, but I mean, okay, if you can beat him with technique, which he can do, right? He's more of a technician at left tackle. Also the durability. So I would probably, and you guys please chime in if you have a different opinion, but I would probably rather scout Sam Baker than Goster Cherilus, even though he's rated so high. He's just more of a kind of a right tackle run blocker. When we have that, or do we? Let's actually go look a little closer at the one tackle that we do consider to be, basically worthy. We should also check the potential of these guys, right? So we have Mario Henderson here. He's got decent potential. He's only 22. So we know he's not a great left tackle. It's not like the guy is just some bum. He's a terrible run blocker. He's a terrible pass blocker. I mean, this guy's a project at this point. It's probably not a guy we want starting with the money invested into our quarterback that we have, who's of course Jamarcus Russell in this game. So we have a few tackles here. What's going on? So definitely some depth at tackles. Maybe we don't need to worry so much about tackle. We also have that goal from our GM, who he wants us to draft a guard. So maybe we need to reconsider this altogether and start looking for those right guards that he wants. But nonetheless, let's see, because again, look at the potential here. So Mark Wilson, 90 potential. Definitely looks like a good player, 26. We got some older guys. I'm sorry, McQuiston isn't that old at all. So we might be okay, but let's see how these guys do, because we still need somebody who can at least pass block. See, here's Mark Wilson, right? He's our run blocker. So Gosser Chairless doesn't really make a lot of sense when we have a guy who can already run block. These other guys don't run block very well. And neither of them, we need, I mean, we absolutely need a pass blocking left tackle. Like, I don't know, we have so many of these. We just kind of have some guys who are rated okay, but they're just kind of. Now, keep in mind, the ratings are based off of our philosophies. So, like, we might see Mark Wilson as an 87, but another team might only see him as like a 75. And one of the reasons is we're looking for big linemen. Look at his size, 6'7", 320. These ratings here don't change. They are what they are. And he does look like a good run blocker, but not only is he a good run blocker, but he also fits our philosophy. So he's got really good rating. These guys, I think, just have size, but honestly, not a lot of skill. And I think that's where we're probably seeing their rating. So again, do we want to keep one of these guys? This guy's a free agent, so Cornell Green's actually gone. McQuiston's a nice guy to keep around. So to me, like, if we get a left tackle who can pass block, we're going to have some. We'll have some good tackles. We will have depth at tackle, and we'll be in pretty good shape. We do have the goal of upgrading at right guard. And again, we have two guys here rated, kind of in the 70s, high 70s. Run blocking, it's just not very good for guards. Pass blocking, not good. So again, I think these guys might be getting a size score, but I mean, these guys are small. So I don't know what they're doing, but I really don't like what we have at right guard at all. Left guard, we have Robert Gallery, so there's a lot of money invested here, so we got to get him in there. He's definitely got the size down, 6'7", he's huge. If he's got decent pass blocking, he could even move back to tackle. Not a great run blocker. He's our best pass blocker, but still pretty bad. So I'm actually okay with him at left guard. And then at center, we have one guy who's a free agent, Jake Grove, potential at 80. Decent size, decent run blocking, terrible pass blocking. So, I mean, oh gosh, our offensive line sucks. So we do need a left tackle. And I think we said we like Chris Williams because of his learning, pass blocking, footwork. I mean, we don't know anything about his pass blocking just yet. But there's no one else really. And again, there's other underclassmen we'll be able to look at. But I think for this, what do you guys say? To me, it kind of seems like a no-brainer. We need to go look at Sam Baker. So I'll pause here just to see if anyone has any input. But yeah, I don't really think it's anything that we need to be stressing about. Yeah, Delonte is a little bit. It's late. It's Friday night. Everybody's quarantined. What the hell's going on? There's nothing going on. It won't be a super long stream. I'll just probably get through scouting a little bit, and then we'll resume tomorrow. I figured after the draft, people would want to see some football stuff. So, yeah, the Packers pick, right? Yeah, he threw 17 interceptions, which is really interesting. I didn't see any of his games. I haven't even seen footage of Love, truthfully. They got a quarterback, running back, and tight end after 2 days. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I was laughing at the Bears picking a tight end with their first pick, and it's like, boy, oh boy. I said it at the time, and I'm sure it was on a recording somewhere, and I know it was somewhere in our SSG Discord, but I thought that trade was a bad trade for the Bears when they traded for Khalil Mack, and I think I was the only person on the planet who probably felt that way. And here it is, 2 years later. They've played one playoff game, they lost, and they have a tight end now, and they picked him, the second round. So, as a Lions fan, works for me, but yeah, I don't know. That's just a lot to give up for a player. I don't care who he is. But yes, it is late. Delonte, you are right. Daniel's back. Yeah, you can stay up, Delonte. Come on, you're young. There's nothing going on. So, let's scout these guys. If we're really trying to protect our investment here, now let's see how they came back. Let's take a look at these tackles. I think they're both left tackles, right? And again, there's other guys, right? So this is good news. I mean, there are other options. We're just looking at the seniors. So we did look at Chris Williams. You can see his intangibles. He's got a really good intangible score. That's one of the things that come back. And 82 is a really, really good score. And here's the Senior Bowl scouting. So pass blocking, PBL, 84. That's pretty good for this game. As you saw, it would far and away be the best on our team. It's run blocking, also pretty good. So this is a guy, especially if we want to kind of run some of this, spread offense sort of stuff. You want to have tackles who can also run block. So this guy, he's got good footwork. He's got good awareness. I like Chris Williams a lot. Definitely like him. Now, is he going to be a guy that we want to pick at number 4? Might be a stretch. I mean, he's not even the 4th best. He's the 4th best just left tackle. So it would probably be a stretch to pick him, but he came back graded pretty well. Did we get size on these guys or anything? No, not yet. I love how it's just a mystery. Even after seeing them in the Senior Bowl, it's like, Coach, I don't know. I'm not sure how tall or I don't even have an estimate. No clue. His intangibles, pretty decent, 76. Pass blocking, though, not very good. More of a run blocker. So as far as our first round pick, I don't think Sam Baker is really a consideration. But I really do like Chris Williams. Where did he play college? Vanderbilt. So I like him. I think so far of the players we've scouted, I mean, he's really the only guy who can. I didn't even consider picking that high, but I don't know. Do the Raiders consider trading down? Defensive lineman. Let's see what we got before we dig in. So here's what the Raiders have on the D line at this very moment, and we can see kind of where it slots with the free agents. So we have a 29-year-old Derek Burgess, 83 overall, just kind of an average starter, not bad. He's owed $6 million over these 2 years, so he's probably a guy we're going to have on the field. This guy's going to be a free agent, so we don't really need to look too closely at him. And as far as the player makeup on this guy, he's got good size, pretty good learning, he's durable, power moves are okay, really nice finesse moves. So this is a guy who's going to be able to bring some pass rush. 6'2", 266, decent size for sure. Block shedding to go along with that finesse move. Good awareness. So he's definitely a really nice speed and acceleration. He's definitely a pass rusher. Interesting, he'll be on the left side, but he could possibly take advantage of maybe the weaker right tackles, but he might get pushed off the ball a little bit for teams who want to run to that right side. But nonetheless, he's a guy who can start for sure. And then on this side, we have a free agent, and we have Jay Richardson. So an 84, potential of an 84, but just 23 years old, 6'6", 280. This is our bigger end here, but he's on the right side. Pretty athletic. Learning's pretty solid. He's durable. Doesn't have great moves, but again, you can see this guy to me looks more like a left end. Tackle and hit power. He's not a great block shedder. Good strength. Yeah, I mean, we're probably okay with ends. They're not too bad. At least, I mean, he's so young too. I'd like to kind of see maybe what he brings here. So I'm just seeing if there's anything here we wanted to take a look at. His contract. He's not really making big money. He's healthy. He's a traditionalist. There's really nothing to report probably on that personality. He's listed as a solid starter. So again, kind of gives us some clues that maybe we don't need to be nobody really knows the playbook yet to this guy here. His career stats, nothing to show, so he's never really played. He must have just been kind of a rookie that sat out. But I would probably flip-flop these ends, but let's see, Derek Burgess, anything to report here, career stats. Wow, he's got some sack numbers for sure. He's put up some numbers, but declined. Consistent decline here, at least with sack numbers. Unfortunately, that doesn't tell you all about pass rush. I wish they had like pass rush percentage or something like that, which takes into account like hurries and knockdowns and things like that. But again, a little bit of a decline there. That could also just be he's getting more attention. But he really came on. Oh, excuse me. He came on after leaving Philadelphia. He's 29, so again, he's not really a long-term solution. We have him for a couple of years here. but he's making decent money. And he's pretty healthy. That left arm, though, is a little troublesome. He's an optimist. So, again, probably okay at ends. Defensive tackles, got some depth at defensive tackle for sure. 25-year-old Tommy Kelly, Turdell Sands, who's 27, Gerard Warren, who's 29. So we definitely have some, and looking at these size, I mean, these guys are big dudes. This guy could even potentially play like a left end, depending on the defense. So we're pretty okay at defensive line, especially compared to what we've seen on offense. I mean, this is not really a position that we probably need to stress too much about. Let's just see what we have here. So intangibles, Tommy Kelly, decent athletic grades on all of them, really nice size grades. Tommy Kelly looks like he could be good for sure at 25, a nice learning grade. They're all pretty durable. These guys are getting a little older. So, do we want to add another defensive tackle at some point to this team? Of course. Power moves, a couple guys for sure with power moves. You're not really going to see too many finesse moves. It's a good tackler. So, this guy, Tommy Kelly, looking like a nice one technique guy. Sands with a little bit more pass rush moves, or more power moves, I should say. He's maybe more of a 3 technique. Pretty big dude for a 3 technique, though. But again, these guys can definitely be defensive tackles for us. Good pursuit for Kelly, at least. Good awareness. And Kelly's definitely the best of the 3. So this is worrisome here, right? This injury rating on Sands, just 72. So a really good reason why to keep all 3 of these guys on the roster. And his stamina. So I mean, these guys are going to rotate for sure. So it's nice to have. So then you have Josh Shaw, but again, he's 22-year-old Michigan State. Probably just going to fill us out with some depth. And actually, he's a free agent, so he'll be long gone. So we could add another defensive tackle, late in the draft or something like that, as maybe a project player. But we're pretty good at defensive line. At the same time, I mean, I'm not opposed to drafting best available player. So even if we see somebody, I mean, do we take a defensive lineman if we're that loaded? So I guess the question here, as I pause it, the question is, what kind of players do we scout here? Do we scout high-end guys? Are we going to scout guys that we might take with that number 4 overall pick? Or do we draft guys or scout guys who maybe will be at the bottom where we pick, say, around 6 and 7, something like that? I'm just reading the comments to give you guys a chance to jump in. Really happy with the Lions draft. I think overall, I think they did a nice job. A lot of best player available, including Okudah, really. Personally, I still would have drafted Tua, number 3 for the Lions, and I would have held him hostage. And worst case, I would have just signed him and held on to Stafford for another year. And I love Stafford, but would have maybe looked at moving him after next year, and you'd have a nice run of, over 20 years of strong quarterback play potentially in Detroit. So that's never a problem. We don't need a quarterback. Well, that's fine. I'd rather, look at what Green Bay's done between Favre and Aaron Rodgers and potentially now Love. This is exactly the same thing, right? They're almost the same age when all that stuff went down. And so I get it for most positions, but quarterback, you just can't have that period of 3 years. Look at the Bears. You just can't have that. You can't have these half-decade chunks of time where you don't have a legitimate quarterback. You are nothing in the NFL without a legitimate quarterback. You're nothing. And so I don't care who you are. And even what about Tennessee? Yeah, tell me about Tennessee. Did they make it? No, they didn't, and they won't. Not without a quarterback. So teams are going to be on to them next year. A power running team is the easiest team to scheme against to stop. So No, I don't think they'll keep doing that if they don't upgrade at quarterback. So um, yeah, who else did Washington pick? Yeah, I'm surprised Jake Fromm is still not drafted. I'm really surprised by that. He came out last year. If he would have been potentially a first round pick. So yeah, that's interesting. Some good quarterbacks coming out next year too. So anyway, trying to decide if we want to do. I mean, I guess we need to probably look at. I mean, this guy's a 99, and again, these ratings are based off of the fact that they're rookies, the fact that they fit your scheme, et cetera, et cetera. So looking at Cedric Ellis, NFL comparison, Kevin Williams, that's pretty good. He was pretty awesome for the Minnesota Vikings. Uh, explosiveness, power, block shedding, that's good. It kind of sounds like a three technique guy potentially. We don't really know because we don't know his size. His production, 99. I think maybe that's where the overall is coming from. It's just production. Like how productive were they in college? I guess is all that's really telling us. He has no weaknesses. Wow, he has no weaknesses. Maybe he's the guy we throw on our list. That's interesting. Sure, we'll look at the 90 overall end, 91, just because I would probably feel more comfortable drafting an end than a tackle. Not just with our team roster, but also just picking fourth. Size speed ratio, that's nice. Acceleration, stamina. Learning, football IQ, and durability, though, those are pretty bad negatives. I don't think I would take a guy with those negatives, number 4 overall. I'm going to skip on him. Trevor Laws, Notre Dame. Oh, who was his comparison? Leonard Little. Let's see. So Darrell Reed, defensive tackle out of Notre Dame. Quickness, athleticism, pursuit. Maybe a 3 technique guy. Size, okay. But again, if he's a 3 technique, that's not that big a deal. Strength, same thing. Pass rush moves. So I was like, what is he doing if he's quick and athletic without pass rush moves, though? Like, what? Interesting. I'd still take a look, even though we don't need defensive tackle, but you could always draft these guys and then trade one of the other ones. So, hey, Eastern Michigan, my undergraduate alma mater. Let's take a look at Jason Jones. So Jason Jones, defensive end, he's durable, he's strong, he's got good acceleration. His learning, play recognition, and football IQ, though, yikes. So he just kind of runs. It's pretty strong. I mean, maybe, but yikes. I mean, come on. I don't mind looking at some of these lower ones. So maybe we do, like we take 2 high and 2 lows. Learning, durability, strength, okay. Oh, he's got low upside though. So that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're looking for. Defensive tackle. He's got a lot of experience. He's durable. He's strong. He has no neck whatsoever, which is probably a positive for a defensive tackle, having no neck. His raw talent. Raw talent sucks. That's crazy. He has no learning. Yeah, I'm not thrilled. Oops, not thrilled with him. Andre Fluellen, Florida State, defensive tackle. He's durable, he's tough, and he's durable again. Super, super durable, apparently. He cannot, he's going to have trouble learning plays, block shedding. I really don't want guys with problem block shedding. Like, if you can't stop the run, why are you a defensive tackle? So, I'm going to say no to him. Here's Chris Ellis. Left end, Chris Ellis, pass rush moves. Nice. Stamina, acceleration. I like seeing that pass rush moves there as his biggest strength, and acceleration. Now his upside's low, his block shedding, football IQ, but he's got good moves. So like he could definitely be like a third down kind of guy. I'm not gonna throw him on the list, even if he only plays on passing downs. You can just take a look. He only has 2 strengths. That's kind of lame. Skip him. Hit power, strength, and quickness. I mean, he's okay. Yeah, I guess maybe Dre Moore. So another end here. Acceleration, stamina, strength, but no moves whatsoever. So let's not do him. Red Bryant, defensive tackle. Albert Hainsworth is his comparison. That's nice. Hit power, durability, strength. Not much upside. But definitely looks like he could fill some holes. I'd be curious to see him. What are these guys as comparisons? Just a bunch of dudes I've never heard of. I kind of like Red Bryant. He's just got a cool name. Let's look at these last few guys. Really, he has only 2 strengths. No thanks. He's got bad upside. Hit power, stamina, and strength. Okay, but that's for an end though. Looks more like a defensive tackle. Nah. And he's an overall of 1. 1. That's amazing. I kind of want to just scout him to see. Wallace Gilberry. He's durable, he's strong, he has no upside. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go with Red Bryant as the last one. So we have 2 guys who could be towards the top of the draft, and 2 guys that maybe we could take a look at later. And I kind of like the balance here. Got 3 tackles and 1 end. So, but again, these are just for the seniors. That's just kind of how it goes. Let's put Ellis back on. And then they'll let us proceed. So, okay. There's the 4 defensive tackles. Guys, if you have input too, please share it. That's kind of the whole idea. It's kind of the groupthink approach here. So here's Cedric Ellis, the guy with no weaknesses. His awareness is high. Real nice power moves. Block shedding's high. This guy looks really good, Cedric Ellis. And I love his NFL comparison. Like Kevin Williams was a beast. His intangibles is good on the left there. Cedric, he went down to a 96, but still, he's rated the 2nd best defensive tackle. So again, is number 4 too early for him? It's very possible from what we've seen so far, but he looks like a really good player. Here's Trevor Laws. So we're seeing the Senior Bowl scouting. His awareness, okay. He's just got a lot of okay grades. Nothing great. Certainly would take him in the 1st. And we don't have a pick until the 4th after number 4 overall. So probably won't be picking him. Yeah, we scouted. Here's Red Bryant. Good power moves. Hit power is really good. I like this. This is definitely a guy I would like to grab later. I love his NFL comparison. Although that's probably a much younger Albert Hainsworth, maybe before he got really good and then really not good. So power moves, hit power, good block shedding. Yeah, I like him. And then this other guy actually fell below, I think, unless I missed him. I must have missed him. My bad. So there's Ellis, Laws. There should be another guy with 46%. Oh, I'm sorry, because he was the end. He was the left end, that's why. So then we looked at Chris Ellis out of, was it BT? Yeah, Junior Tech. Good moves all around. Finesse moves, power moves, good pursuit. So again, I'm happy we looked at these guys, right? We have a couple guys who could be later in the draft who could be nice projects. And I think for defensive line, projects fits this team pretty well. I don't see anything wrong with having a couple guys that we could work on like that. So cool. 12 days until free agency. Remember, our GM wants us to get a 85 or higher quarterback, right guard, and wide receiver are the big 3. Let's take a look at our team linebackers here, because that's what's coming up next. And left outside linebacker, nothing to really write home about, just a couple guys. 27-year-old Robert Thomas, 27-year-old Sam Williams, 6'4", 260. I mean, this guy is kind of more of a down lineman size almost. 6 foot 229, definitely more of a linebacker. So I'm guessing this guy's going to probably be more of like a little bit more coverage than the guy below him. But so far their grades are pretty similar. Yeah, much stronger, obviously. Not much stronger, but noticeably stronger. He's actually faster. he is rated higher. That's probably why. So, and actually, oh wow, he's even better in coverage. Jeez, this guy really is kind of a hybrid fit, which is one of the things that in our team philosophy. So, but again, neither guy is like he's a little bit more injury prone. So, do we have like left outside linebacker on lockdown? Absolutely not. Is it a position we could upgrade? Yep, for sure. Let's go to right outside, and we'll look at the middle. So we have Thomas Howard, and we have a free agent because he has a 0 cap hit. So Thomas Howard looks studly, 24 years old, 91. He's a 93 potential. I mean, we don't even need to worry about this. 6'3", 240. This guy will definitely be in the lineup, obviously. But let's kind of see what linebacker he is. Good tackle, good hit power, block shedding, pursuit. This guy's good at everything. He's fast. He can cover like none other. Damn. Super, super good. This guy's awesome. Thomas Howard's going to be great. So we're good at right outside linebacker. I mean, hell, he can almost cover slot receivers. Really, really good player. Oops. Who's the other? Oh, yeah, who's a free agent. So far at outside, we have a dominant starter, and we have kind of 2 backups maybe who could split time. Keep in mind, I like to run a lot of nickel. So these guys could really be okay as our third linebacker, kind of splitting that load because we don't need to spend big money on a guy who might only play like first and second down maybe. I'm okay with running 3 cornerbacks, especially at the depth. We already saw, right, the depth we have at corner in this team. Assuming we can sign Asamoah. Somebody told me on YouTube how to say his name right. I was butchering it. So Asamoah. So if we sign him back, we're going to have plenty of depth here at corner. So I'm okay kind of riding with these outside linebackers we have. Again, we could always grab a guy as a project maybe, but probably don't need a starter at outside linebacker. So middle linebacker, another good player, 26-year-old Kirk Morrison, 86 with 87 potential. And then we have here Ricky Brown, who looks just kind of like a backup guy, but yeah, just career backup, it looks like. Really nice intangible grades here with Morrison. Great, great, great learning. He's going to be a really nice guy to have at middle linebacker. He's going to be able to pick up the playbook so quickly. He's durable, can tackle. He's obviously going to start over the other guy. He's good at everything. Pretty good speed. For a middle linebacker, that's decent coverage. Not great. But that's okay because, I mean, truthfully, he'll be in on nickel, but on dime, it's going to be Howard. So we don't even need to really worry about that too much. So we're pretty good at linebacker. Again, I would probably just be looking for more projects, but similar to defensive line, unless there's just like some dude. Again, like I guess we have to do our due diligence, and probably we have 4 spots, so probably should look at a Keith Richards, not the Rolling Stone guitar player, Keith Rivers. Let's see. NFL comparison, Derek Brooks. I mean, yeah, we have to look at this guy. But this guy zone covers, and he has no coverage skills at all, it looks like. And we don't know his size, but that, to me, kind of says he's more like a defensive lineman. But, hey, that's okay. We said, we could definitely stash a guy. So I'm assuming he's probably going to be more of like a defensive lineman build, so he's athletic, instincts, got good motor. Because then those first negatives don't really matter. So I probably would take a look at him. I'm not going to bother, honestly, with middle linebackers at all. Jordan Dizon. Let's see. He's got a nice learning. He can't really cover in zone. Dexter Coakley was a good player. That's his comparison. Not much of a blitzer at all. But he's interesting. But 69, I don't really think I honestly would still rather look lower, like guys who are maybe way later in the draft. So pass rush moves. Willie McGinnis. So again, this guy's probably more of like a 3-4 defensive end. Or I should, 3-4 linebacker, but defensive end probably on this team. So again, we're not too concerned about the man coverage, hit power, toughness, pass rush moves. Sure, I could take a look at him. It's not too bad at all. Bruce Davis. He's got that double durability. He can't cover. Sounds lame. Let's just really quick take a look at Dan Connor, but he's just not in a spot where we'd ever get to pick him. He's got a great NFL comparison, though. But again, we don't have like a second and third round pick, which is probably where this guy would get picked. So it's like, unless we trade down, he's not very athletic. He's got bad character. I don't know. I'm going to pass on him. Look at Bruce Davis. Yeah, he's the double durability guy. So we got to get 2 more. Philip Wheeler, NFL comparison, Larry Foote. He's tough. He's durable. He's got good speed. We are looking for speed and middle linebackers. That's kind of the team, the prototype that we're looking for. You can't really rush the passer, but for a late project, I'd take a look at him. What the hell? Bo Bell. Ooh, look at his speed. Acceleration, hit power. I like this guy a lot. So we'll definitely put him on there. Good old Clifford Averill. Cliff Averill, former Detroit Lion. Toughness, speed, but no other... say no to him. Moffitt. Double durability. It just drives me crazy. It's like you only have like 2 strengths. He's athletic. He's got good speed. He's tough. So he's not bad either. So what do we say? Humple. I think we said Bo Bell. Bo Bell's definitely going to go. Let's see. A couple more guys. Learning, power, and hit power. Not a ton of upside, and that's what we'd be looking for with a late guy, so it's not worried about him. Not good upside. Agility, speed, that's all he has. So just wondering if we even like bother with Keith Rivers. Because we don't need linebacker. We don't even really need end. I'm just going to take him off the list. We're going to go with some of these lower guys. It's maybe projects. So what do we get here? We have 1 left, 1 right, and 2 middle. Okay, there we go. All right, see how they look. Red the Raider, that is a good one. That's a good question, Delonte. Does our GM specialize in any type of school? Hang on, I'm just catching up in the draft here. Or I should say the chat. Let's see. I like that player out of Memphis, Delonte. I thought he looked pretty good. I love Memphis uniforms. They had such sweet uniforms in those highlights. I remember seeing that. So it's really just up to Ron Rivera if you can get creative with that guy. Okay, so it's a good question on the GM. Let's do that and we'll come back to this, guys. So our GM, I think we want to develop staff, maybe. Wait, it doesn't say it here, does it? Staff card. So, philosophy, neutral, aggressive, big school focus. So, I'm cool with that. Guys, I'm going to sit back in my couch a little bit away from the mic. Let me know if there's any audio problems. Just somebody ping me. Like I'm kind of leaning now, all comfortable on the couch. You let me know if that's a problem, please. So he's got a big school focus. That's nice. Actually, here, I can move the mic. I can just move it a little closer, I think. Should reach. There we go. Sorry for the extra noise here. Okay, that should work. So he's got a big school focus. That's pretty good. All right, let's see the scouting results here. We're just looking at linebackers. So there's 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 2 in the middle. All kind of later guys. So we look at Sean Crable out of Michigan. here's what we learned. He's got really nice hit power. That's about it. We thought he might be a down lineman because of his Willie McGinnis comparison. Decent. He's okay. Again, like, 6th-round pick or something if he's sitting around. 6th, 7th-round pick, sure. So he was the guy on the left. Let's go to the guy on the right. Mike Humple. Not much going on here. Decent pursuit. Yeah, probably not going to be a Raider. We liked a couple of these middle linebackers, though. And again, I wouldn't mind getting a little depth for middle linebacker. Plus, I think I seem to remember those linebackers are really good we like, but I feel like their contracts are coming up in a year or two. So having a guy we could develop wouldn't hurt. So we looked at Philip Wheeler. He's actually got pretty good ratings all across the board. He can do a little bit of everything. So he'd be a really nice backup, and maybe just depending on got good intangibles, depending on his he's got terrible learning though, but still that's just the playbook I think for the most part. But Philip Wheeler could be a decent guy to grab later. And we looked at Bo Bell. Oh wow, he's got some really nice ratings. Can't really cover a lot, but for a middle linebacker, that's okay. There are worse things. But look at that pursuit and block shedding. Like those two together. And the hit power. Like those 3 ratings right there, like that's some legit nice traits to have in your middle linebacker. I really, somebody's got to remind me, I really like Bo Bell. Plus, it's just got a cool name. So, I mentioned the, let's take a look at those contracts really quick with the linebackers, because I do think, these guys have 2 years. These were kind of the guys we're not too worried about. 2 years on the cheap deal, but he'll be 28 by then, so Thomas Howard, just 24, but again, 2 years. We're going to pay this guy for sure. So, but okay with that. So defensive backs, we know we don't need corners. It doesn't mean we'll completely ignore the position. But we have, as we just saw, we have a lot of depth here. Again, assuming we re-sign Asamoah. And even if we don't, probably still okay, but we should still, it's such an important position. We still should take a look at it, but it's not something that's like, oh my God, we have to go sign him. D'Angelo Hall, 7 years. Oh my gosh. Let's see what kind of coverage we have on these guys, by the way. So, man, zone, and then can't cover. So we basically have, 3 corners, if we even re-sign him. And one of them can really only play primarily zone. So actually, corner could be useful. They're fast, definitely got some speed. And I'm trying to remember what our prototype is for corner. Let me see here. Team philosophy. I forgot what corner. I know that safeties are hybrids, I remember. Balance. Okay. I'm sorry, hybrid prototype. I think that's what prototype in Madden. They changed it to hybrid. The same thing. Let's look at our safeties really quick. I think we're okay at safety though. So free safety, Michael Huff, awesome player, 24, 6 foot, 205. Beautiful zone coverage for free safety. There's no doubt this guy's gonna be super good. So yeah, no worries there. What was his career stats looking like here? He's played 2 years with Oakland, 78 tackles, 85. Just 1 interception, but again, just looks like a really good player. It'd be fun to watch him play. Then we have a free agent around Eugene, so nobody really behind him. At strong safety, we have a free agent. We have Stuart Schweigert, 82, who's 26 years old. Let's see what kind of a player he is. So he can play zone, and that's fine. I primarily use my safeties in a lot of zone usually, so pretty quick. So he's fine. Again, it's not like there's nothing here that is alarming or should really cause problems. I'd like to see maybe a little bit better tackling and block shedding from the strong safety. But so anyway, strong safety is something we could upgrade, maybe, sure. But it's kind of like the defensive line, like it'd be kind of a luxury. We definitely don't need to. So, all right, let's take a look here. Right at the top, we have a couple corners, which again, we're not going to need a corner this high. But again, what if we don't sign Asamoah? I mean, we have to at least, how many of these did we get? We got 6, dang. So maybe we could look at these guys. So, Leotis McKelvin, Terrence Newman is comparison, that's pretty solid. I like that he's got strong man coverage. He's athletic. I mean, we probably have to put this guy on the list. Dominic Cromartie. He's compared to the guy we already have on our team, Fabian Wilson, or Washington, I should say. Physical tools, return guy, he's athletic. Okay, I mean, he's pretty good. Now, see, these guys, again, like Tracy Porter, I just don't know, because, like, we don't have a second or third round pick. And we obviously wouldn't take him 4th overall. He's got good speed, he's got hands. Can't, zone coverage is a negative. Probably going to skip on Tracy Porter. Some more corners here that we'd be looking at later. Explosiveness, speed. So maybe, but do we really want to draft a corner? I mean, like, what? We already have so many. This guy's super quick. But, like, I want you to be able to cover. I don't care how fast you are necessarily. It's not really telling me anything. Ooh, he's got nice up. Look at the +3 upside. I'll put him on the list. He's only got 2 strengths. That's lame. Speed. This guy's super athletic. But again, it doesn't tell us anything about his coverage skills. So this guy, he's at least got upside. These guys are rated really well. But like, if all you do is just run around and you're super athletic, that's fine. Can you play football though? Tom Zbakowski, he's compared to our current safety. Hit power and speed. He can't tackle though, or pursuit. And that's kind of the issues we saw with Schweigert. I'm going to pass on him. Thomas DeCowd, is that how you say his name? DeCowd? He's durable. Well, again, not really worried about free safety at all. Negative upside and IQ, no thanks. Only 2 positives and a negative upside. Yeah. Dang, there's a lot of bums here. I guess we could start taking a couple of these just really athletic guys. I don't care about man coverage so much in the strong safety. I guess we gotta look at some of these guys with power, agility, but negative upside. I want to get Wheatley and Thomas both in here, but I only have one more spot. I feel like we should maybe take off one of these guys, one of the higher rated, because we just don't need it. We could even take both of them off. Yep, no, I agree to Delonte. They don't really need those for a strong safety. Oh, the audio is a little bit low. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take off Cromartie. It's because one of his skills is return, and that's nice to have, but we already have Fabian Washington. I want to go Wheatley. Was it Thomas? Yeah. Look at these really athletic guys. So that's fine. Again, this is just senior scouting. There's other guys. We're not committing to picking these guys or anything like that. So we looked at all corners, though. That was interesting for not needing corners, but it is such an important position. So, look at that man coverage. So, Leotis McKelvin. Leotis McKelvin? I don't know how to say his name. Man coverage, zone, play recognition is good. He's definitely good. Very nice player. Now we have Terrell Thomas, one of the speed guys. We're not going to get to see a decent coverage. So again, a guy you could take later on if you wanted. Hey, it's not bad. Terrence Wheatley, not very good. No interest in this guy. Just to show, just really quickly looking at those coverage ratings, it's just ridiculous. Patrick Lee, not bad. He's the one who had the +3 upside. He'd be a nice guy to grab later. If he's around 61, he could definitely be around late. This would be a really nice pick, especially if we don't re-sign Asamoah. So good coverage, really nice press corner. That's nice. Like that Chavis Jackson. He's okay. I almost wonder if he'd be a better safety. He's got good play recognition, better zone than man, but he's got good press. So, yeah, I don't know. Nothing to write home about. Dewan Tribble, really nice press. Oh, he's got really good coverage skills. Another guy. So yeah, we did stumble across a couple nice corners that could be grabbed later on. I'm going through these quick because I'm looking at the scouted percentage. If they're not 46, we didn't scout them. So cool. Is that all the positions? Oh, we have to do kickers and punters. Oh boy. Well, we already have both a really, really good kicker in Sebastian Janikowski and a really, really good punter in, I forget his name, but we have really good kickers and punters. So we get to pick 2. There's only 3 available. This won't take long. So we're basically eliminating one of these guys. A punter with negative kick accuracy, I guess that's not that big a deal. He's got good leg strength, sure. He is comparable to a real NFL punter who's pretty good. This guy's positives is leg strength. This guy has negative upside and kick accuracy. Yikes. That's not good. He's got positive. Okay, so this is pretty easy. We're going to put him, and we're going to put the punter. We're going to call it a day on that one. That's pretty easy. But let's take a look. I'm just curious how that came back. So he is the best punter, it looks like, in the draft. Durant Brooks. We learned that he has kick accuracy of 85. Oh, and that was one. Look, so here's a good example, right? The negatives, where it's it's not necessarily a negative, it's just his negatives, right? So his biggest weakness is kick accuracy, but he has an 85 kick accuracy. So this guy, he's good. He'll be a good punter. If we needed a punter, I would probably peg him for a late round pick. And then we looked at a couple kickers. Alexis Cerna, kick accuracy 85. And that was one of his pluses. So and on the flip side, you could say maybe this guy isn't as good because his second best positive is an 85. It's not bad, but we can think his leg strength, his kicking power is probably less than that. So certainly not an upgrade for us. Where's the other? Oh, that's all we looked at. Just those guys. So. It is now raining in Oakland. We're 10 days away.
I'm Adam Schefter, and here's your senior all-star game update. Practices went well this week, and more than a few players stood out among their peers. Virginia's defensive end dominated in one-on-one drills, showing the strength and pop we've seen all season. USC's quarterback struggled, and his stock continues to drop at this point. I'm not sure what he can do to right the ship. Kentucky's quarterback, on the other hand, looked great in practices in Saturday's game. He was named the MVP after throwing 3 touchdown passes. I think people are starting to realize what this kid can do when he has better than average talent around him.
So cool little updates there. By the way, can you see the progression of this game into Madden? Madden has the little news updates, right? The college players of like, hey, this person had a good Senior Bowl. That's what that is, right? And look how much better it is in this game. You know, a game that's 11 years older, 12 years older. Pretty interesting. So they talked about a few players, though. They talked about 3 players that I heard. I think they said the Virginia defensive end, I think Chris Long, the son of Howie Long, who was a Hall of Fame Raider. So they said he had a really good Senior Bowl. We didn't get a chance to scout him, or why didn't we scout him? Is he a senior? Maybe it wasn't him. I thought they said Virginia. They either said Virginia or Virginia Tech. They said the USC quarterback struggled. I think John David Booty, right? Yeah, so he struggled, but they said this guy was the MVP, and we scouted him. So they said Andre Woodson was the Senior Bowl MVP, which again doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. But cool nonetheless. He's got that nice potential. But we're not really in the market for a young developmental quarterback. We already have one. But again, that was an interesting little tidbit there. So very cool to see. 10 days away from free agency, though. And I think that's a good place to stop for tonight because I want to resume this tomorrow on Saturday. I don't know an exact time yet, but I'll try to, I mean, again, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel here, it'll ping you when I'm up there. So, but it'll be sometime in the morning. We have offensive lineman combine workouts, but that's okay. We'll do that one first thing tomorrow. Let me save this up here. And again, we'll resume it and should be getting into free agency. It should be coming up really, really quickly here. So got through most of the combine workouts. I don't think there's any other positions left. And we know, you know what? Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it tomorrow. So we definitely have to look at this closely because we have, oh, I'm sorry. This is the start of something new. These are combine workouts. So these will be all the players. So this is what we'll be looking at tomorrow.
Hey, Coach, we put together our evaluation from today's combine drills.
So you'll be able to see like their 40 times and stuff like this. We're going to start seeing these pop up for all the positions. Like these won't be here just yet. So that's where we'll start tomorrow, is looking at the actual combine results. And then we should start to see some more information about these players. So that'll be episode 3. And episode 2 a little bit shorter because it's pretty late here as we're watching the end of the draft. But we'll continue tomorrow. Until then, subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Follow me on Twitter if you'd like. Follow SSG on Twitter too. I'm Mike Lowe for Sim Sports Gaming. And again, thanks for watching episode 2. We'll be back tomorrow with episode 3.